Welcome to Walking the Weird. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I have come to Netley on the south coast of England, in between the cities of Portsmouth and Southampton. Netley is a small, unassuming village, but it has this incredible 13th century ruined abbey. So if you like history, ghost stories and a nice walk, then stick around. Netley Abbey stands as the most complete surviving Cistercian monastery in England. The abbey was founded in 1238 by the Bishop of Winchester, Peter de Roche. He sadly died later in the same year before any building work had begun. 1 year later, monks from nearby Beaulieu Abbey came to oversee its construction before making it their home. Life was peaceful for the monks at Netley Abbey until 1536, when, like most in the country, the abbey became suppressed by Henry VIII. The king granted the abbey to Sir William Paulet as a reward for his loyal services. Paulet was a powerful political figure in Hampshire who set about transforming the abbey into his private mansion. Huge changes were made, with the cloister being turned into a courtyard and the monks' refectory into an elaborate turreted entrance. The stunning mansion was occupied until 1704, when the owner sold it for building materials. Netley Abbey now stands as a romantic ruin, delighting visitors who come to catch a glimpse of monastic life in the medieval period. Oh my goodness. Isn't it beautiful? My. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at the roof. Those arches. Look, it goes on and on and on and on and on, and then there's like, I think that's a separate little outhouse that somebody lived in. I think it's an Abbott or something like that. But wow! This is incredible. Hey magpies. Who else says hello to magpies? 2 though. That's good. Sacristy and bookstore. This space was originally separated into 2 rooms by a partition. At this end was the sacristy, where clothing and precious objects for the church services were stored. The other end was used to store books for the monks to study. Oh, we've got something else over there. Oh, look. The initials engraved in there. Wow. Sunshine is spectacular today. So I believe that when the abbey was transformed into a Tudor mansion, that this was the courtyard area. I think it used to be, I think it was cloisters. So this part that we're in is the chapter house, readings and rules. The monks gathered in the chapter house for their daily meeting, presided over by the abbot. Thought that was a ghost, but it's a human. The mind shows us what we want to see, doesn't it? Oh, look at this. That's beautiful. Interestingly, you can see sort of the red brick additions. They certainly stand out. Quite a few parts are now sadly closed off. I guess they're crumbling and unsafe. Oh, look, is that an old door at the that's been bricked up? I don't know, it looks really out of place, doesn't it? Maybe that was a more modern addition. I don't know. It's a really strange shape. Looks like, you know, when a child draws a door on a picture of a house. How bizarre. From abbey to mansion house. Netley Abbey, as it appeared in the late 13th century, the home of a monastic community. I actually just thought I saw a monk. Look. See? You see how easy it is? It's just a lady in a coat. She just caught my eye out there as I was reading. I don't know if you saw her. Anyway, back to the info. And here it is in the 16th century after its conversion into the private mansion house of Sir William Paulet. That looks nice, doesn't it? Are there stories of ghosts associated with Netley Abbey? Of course there is. And unsurprisingly, the most infamous story here is of a black monk that is seen silently pacing around the abbey ruins. Online I've actually seen a picture that was reported, I think it was on YouTube originally, and then it was picked up by media, and it was of a believed sighting of the black monk in daylight. But to me, it's pareidolia, but I'll show you it and you can make up your own minds. So when the abbey was a private home, it had its own gardener, Mr. Sloane. Mr. Sloane was digging one day when he uncovered a chamber underneath the abbey. Curiously, he climbed inside to see what was down the stairs, as one does. But he re-emerged just moments later, crying out, "Block it up! Block it up! In the name of God, block it up!" Mr. Sloane then fainted, and when he came to, he was a nervous wreck, a gibbering wreck, and until the day he died, he never ever spoke of what he found in the chamber that day. after the dissolution of the monasteries by good old Henry VIII in 1536, Netley Abbey was going to be used as building materials for other projects, so it's going to be pulled down and reused, but in other places. But it was saved from its fate when workers came on site to start taking some of the stone away. A piece of stone masonry fell from a great height and actually killed one of the workers. Being the superstitious people that they were back then, they decided it was a sign of an omen or a curse, and the demolition of the abbey stopped. Oh, look at this view. It's massive. Wow, what a big... Oh, look inside. I'm just going to climb inside a tree here, just bear with. Oh, look at that. That is impressive. Look at the branches and the twisting roots. That is an old boy or girl. Goodness me. We're quite far back to get a good view. So I just spotted the church through there. That's the church of St Edward the Confessor, so we're going to have a look at that last after this abbey. So this part here, I believe, is the old church part. You can see what would have probably had beautiful stained glass windows, and you've got these old I think that these are pillar posts from where the pillars would have used to stood holding up the roof. Okay, last place to have a look at is the Abbott's house, which is just next to the main abbey. Nice short commute to work. Abbott's lodging. This building provided accommodation for the abbot, the leader of the monastery. He had his own hall for entertaining guests, a private chapel, and his own latrine. That's toilet in layman's terms. Just love the ceilings, aren't they stunning? Spooky face, see? Proper ghost face. Oh wow. Well, it's a shame to leave this beautiful place, but we're going to make our way to the church on the way back out towards the coast to where the walk will be finishing. So let's see what the church of St Edward the Confessor, which is just hiding behind the trees there, has to offer. Wow. What an entrance. What an entrance. There's a memorial for those who gave their lives in the Great War. Pretty little open space there in front of this church. So this church dates to 1886 in a neo-Gothic style. Locked. So I'm now going to head back to the coast where my car is parked and hopefully grab a coffee as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this walk at Netley in Hampshire. I hope you've enjoyed having a look at the beautiful ruins of Netley Abbey and the beautiful coastline as well. Shame about the church, but that's just how these things go sometimes. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, it's always appreciated, and any likes and comments are most welcome, and I'll see you all again on the next Weird Walk.